Good morning, Guardians. Briar Rabbit here. Today is Friday. That means Zer is back in the tower. We're going to take a look at his inventory. He's way down here in the Hunter Lounge. You can chill out, listen to some tunes on the jukebox while you're getting some awesome loot from Zer. Well, we'll see about that awesome loot thing anyway. All right, so his inventory for the Titans. We've got the Immolation Fist. So main perk here is Accelerate. Unlocks the Sunbreaker subclass node Explosive Fire for free. Enemies brought down by your hammer explode, chaining fiery solar damage to other enemies. Thing is about this is that I don't actually ever find a use for the Immolation Fist. I'll show you why. Let me go to my Sunbreaker here. The problem is in PvP, I just want to run Flameseeker. Having a little bit of extra tracking on my hammers is far more useful than Explosive Pyre. I don't find that Guardians often stand that close together that Explosive Pyre actually procs. It'll happen occasionally, but not so often that I want to waste an exotic on it. In PvE, I'm already running Explosive Pyre because enemies of the darkness definitely do stand close together. But I don't find that I need Flameseeker in PvE because they don't move as fast as Guardians. So I'd never really feel like I need both of these unlocked, and I hardly ever run Fleet Fire. Enemies felled by your fire grant you bonus agility and reload speed. I normally am either running Flameseeker in PvP or Explosive Pyre in PvE, and I don't feel like I need both of them, so I don't find the Immolation Fist to be all that useful. Let's take a look at the perks on these things. I would, if you want to collect it, it's fine for collectors if you get the extra strange coins, but I hardly find this thing to be a necessary exotic for my Titan, especially in the face of what is available. The Titans have such great exotics. We got increased strength, increased intellect, rain blows, which is really nice, impact induction, scout rifle loader, and shotgun loader. Nice set of perks on this week, but again, it's just the main perk, the main exotic perk just doesn't excite me that much. Next up for the Hunters, we've got the Skyburner's Annex. Main perk here is Versatile Shooter. Heavy weapon kills have a chance to create orbs. Orb collection, when your super is full, have a chance to grant special ammo. So I don't really like this one either, and I'll tell you why. Normally in PvE, when I'm using a heavy weapon, I'm using it to burn down a boss. I'm not necessarily killing a whole bunch of adds. There are times when I do kill a lot of adds, and this would be nice to create some orbs for my teammates. But normally, that's not how I'm using a heavy weapon. Also, using orbs to create special ammo, normally, I think orbs are more valuable than special ammo because they, A, give you health back if you have the right helmet on, or B, give you more super, which is great. So sometimes I want to just leave those orbs in an area where I can keep coming back to them, dipping into them to get either health or special, or super, or both. So switching that over to special ammo occasionally could be useful, but I've never really found a use that says, oh man, there's too many orbs around here. I'd much rather have special ammo. I'd much rather have the orbs and super and health in almost every situation. So I've never really found these to be that useful. They come with intellect, discipline, hands-on, heavy lifting, and invigoration. Next up for the Warlock, we got the Stag. Main perk here is Do or Die. Once per life, your super charges faster when your teammates are dead. Chance to respawn with an overshield. I honestly have never used these. I'm not going to lie to you, I've never used the Stag. And I don't really understand how it works because I've just never used it. The Warlocks have such great exotics, even better now. It seems like the Warlock exotics have gotten better and better over time. The Stag has really kind of been left behind, and a chance to respawn with an overshield seems useful, but on respawn, you got to run to the battle. You're not necessarily in the battle right away. So I've never really used this that much, and I don't see it getting a whole lot of use. Again, if you're looking to fill out a collection, you might want to pick it up, but honestly, I just don't see the utility here. I'm sure somebody does, but not me. The special weapon or the exotic weapon of the week is HAWKMOON. The somewhat nerfed HAWKMOON from year 1 remains nerfed. The main perks here are Luck in the Chamber and Holding Aces. Basically, you get 3 bullets per magazine that deal considerable extra damage, which can be really useful. The problem here is the range stat. When hand cannons got nerfed, it became very important to have a very high range stat on any hand cannon that you're going to use. And the HAWKMOON just doesn't have that, and it doesn't really have the option to get it any higher. You can use Hammer Forged, and that makes it, I think, usable, but you really got to be kind of close range to get those bullets to land. Otherwise, the bloom is going to kick in, and you're just going to be missing those bullets, whether they're Luck in the Chamber or Holding Aces bullets or not. You know, people do use this weapon with great success. I tend to prefer a well-rolled as IS Luna or Palindrome over this weapon because it just feels more reliable. When I shoot somebody in the head, or when I'm aiming at the head and press the fire button, I expect that to do headshot damage, and based on the range of the weapon, that may or may not happen. So having more range is definitely beneficial on a hand cannon. So I'd really like to see Bungie just give the HAWKMOON a bit more range to make it a little more usable. We also have a Legacy Engram. It's a helmet Engram, so if you'd like a Year 1 exotic helmet, you can buy one of these for 29 strange coins. Last week we got, you know, Year 3 stuff, and that was probably a bug. Doesn't look like we're going to get that again. For ornaments, we got Heart of Gold for the Truth, and we got Fallen Assassin for the Trespasser. We got Plasma Drive and Emerald Coil to upgrade your Blue Rare Sparrow to a legendary status. We got Heavy Ammo Synth, 3 of Coins, and Glass Needles. And finally, of course, Motes of Light. So not really an exciting week. If you don't have HAWKMOON, I'd probably recommend picking it up. It is definitely a fun gun to use. It does a lot of damage in PvE. In PvP, I just don't find it reliable enough to suit my needs. But, you know, you might find that for you, it's a little bit different. If you get into more close-range engagements than I tend to, you might find it's much more reliable than I do. But all of the exotic armor this week is just kind of that lower-tier armor that, you know, it's just not necessarily a gotta-have kind of thing. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. Thank you very much for watching. Hit that like button if you liked the video. Hit subscribe if you're new to the channel. And I will see you guys next week.